Parishioners of Sacred Heart Parish in Feeding Hills felt called to action this past winter after seeing the overwhelming necessity for warm clothing donations, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. After partnering with the South Congregational Church in Springfield, which hosts free weekend meals for those in need, the donations from the parish's inaugural winter clothing collection have been put into the hands of those who need them the most. David Martin has our story.
According to Deb Bryan-Sesko, a registered nurse and the pastoral minister at Sacred Heart Parish in Feeding Hills, the winter clothing collection gave parishioners a new outlet to donate, especially during the Lenten season.
When they're giving, they're feeding their own soul, and then they're feeding somebody else to their soul, and then keeping them warm. So to me, it's such a win-win all the way around.
Bryan-Sesko added that the donations are not only for the homeless, but also for families in need, as many people have lost jobs, had hours cut, and are living on a tight budget due to the pandemic. There has been a great need in the community for winter clothing donations, especially during these challenging times, so all items are packaged and sent to where they can be made available. Because of the outpouring of support collected in the parish center, 5 truckloads of the donated items were taken to South Congregational Church in Springfield, where they were sorted and offered to the surrounding population. Darlene St. Jacques, the program director for the Open Pantry's Loaves and Fishes Kitchen, is very grateful to distribute the donations from Sacred Heart Parish.
Our guests come, we're able to give them hats, gloves, scarves, new white socks, coats when they need them. And it's just really wonderful for them to have all these items. We have people staying at the shelter, people who sleep outside, and community people that come. And they're also happy to get new items too.
In addition to clothing and coats, parishioners have donated crocheted lab blankets, prayer shawls, and other hand-knitted items. Mary Lou Dano, a parishioner at Sacred Heart Parish, purchased insulated hats for adults and a child to keep the whole family warm. She was inspired to donate because of Jesus' great commandment.
To love our neighbor as ourselves. And with that, it's just kind of easy when you're following the Word of God and some of the other scriptures that are out there that we should help each other in our burdens.
Sacred Heart also invited parishioners to donate food items so those who partake in the Loaves and Fishes dinner could get a snack with their meal. Bryan-Sesko was amazed at the outpouring of support from donors and is deeply humbled to witness her community's concern for the less fortunate.
There are people out there they don't even know that cared enough to give of themselves to folks they don't know. You know, so maybe when things straighten out, their lives might change a little too, you know. They've been now, unfortunately, on a receiving end. Maybe they'd be more apt to be givers too.
The winter clothing collection continues through the end of March. Bryan-Sesko said seeing the donations coming each week was like looking at piles of joy. She is determined to carry on the winter clothing collection at Sacred Heart for as long as God allows. For Real to Real, I'm David Martin.
And just this past week, members of the Pope Francis Prep Key Club surprised the parish by dropping off a collection of socks and hats, all donated by the students. Always great to see the young people get involved.